Good morning, everybody. Let's see, let's just go this way. First time I'm live streaming on this thing. Took me a little bit to figure it out. Apologize for the delay in starting things. Haven't posted anything in probably a month and a half or more. As the title says, the March was a bad month overall. The only bright spot in the whole thing was that for a week, me and my wife went down to Phoenix for my oldest son's wedding. That was a blast and a half. Great fun, great wedding. We did it live on Facebook. Shared it with people all over the world, actually. Philippines, Florida, several different states, some others. Relatives who couldn't come because they were everything started right at the beginning of the virus thing, so there was a lot of can't go and so on and so forth. But that was the only bright spot in the whole month. Some of the negatives was my youngest son moved to Phoenix at the same time of the wedding, so I lost my grunt force, my labor. But we'll get through things. He got a shitload of stuff done for me, a whole lot of stuff, and I really appreciate it. The other thing was the weather was just back and forth with wet, snow, rain, cold, wind, just about everything, so a lot of outdoor projects could not get accomplished. I've still got a lot of work to do. Hopefully I'll get it done this month, but as you see with what's up here, it's we've already reached today's high about 3 hours ago of a total of I think it was 50 or 51, and we're heading down now. Freezing rain tonight and drizzle. Yeah, it's not a fun thing. So, life as we know it. But that's the whole thing. That's what we do. We just we continue on. That's kind of the title of this thing. It's a shoestring farm. We do what we can with what we got, when we can, as we can. It's an old farmhouse. Hopefully everybody's got their stuff going and starting. Things are starting to pop up. I decided to do it live because it's just too cold to go outside and shoot anything and way too windy. But some of my bulbs are starting to come up, some of them pretty good. Still in the middle of setting up the garden area. Still plan to do the wicking tubs and all that. We got the cells before Kyle left set up around the west side of the house and so forth, so around the windows in the basement, so I could start raising the ground on that side. It's a whole block wall, so, and we'll be putting up a barrier between the block wall and the earth, but we'll probably raise it about 5 feet or just under the windows, or within 6 inches of the windows on that side, and that will help with the summer heat and all that down in the basement and on the bedrooms. We had some other problems. We had a plumbing blockage. I never myself exactly looked at all the sewer lines down below, but the sewer line going through half the basement is almost 100% level, with the exception of one area which does a little swag. It goes down a little bit and then back up. Not much, just a little bit, but enough that I think garbage and other things, maybe even dirt from the water that comes through the system, has settled in there and it's created a blockage. Now, we knew something was wrong, but we weren't sure. It blocked up once before, and we were able to actually unclog it, actually using pressurized air, and it worked. It doesn't work this time. There's too much stuff. It's too thick. So I'm going to have to take the entire sewer line down and revamp the whole thing. Some of it I plan to anyways. The air system, if you will, in this it's supposed to be in sewer lines, is not correct. It's in the at the end of the line and not at the beginning of the line. So it that also helps slow things down. So that's a project within the next month. I've got the bathroom and all that goes out no problem, because that's at the end on the west side of the house. It's the laundry room and the kitchen sink that we almost can't use. I was able to fix a workaround at the moment and get it done, but I'm going to have to, that's a project that we're going to have to do. Like everything, it's always one thing or if not another. We had a leak in the roof and all that, and we finally got the roof done. Now we have another sewer problem. But that's just life on a farm, life as it is. Things have kind of slowed down in that we have this virus situation. I'm 61 with asthma, and so my family's limiting me what I can do, what they want me to do. So, yeah, Patty works for the hospital here, and she's concerned that she may bring something back. But I'm doing pretty good. My biggest problem, as always, is my sinuses, and all that. Drink honey water in the morning. I recommend it, hot honey water. It helps. Not a cure, but it does help with local honey. I've got most of the stuff ready to go for the gardens. I need to, like I say, build a couple of things and then get it set up. I probably will do that next week. It looks like it's going to be a good week to be outdoors. And I'll try to film some of that, the wicking tubs, and some of the other garden plots that I've got going. Maybe show you what's coming up. A couple of things are coming up. It's still early though. It's still too cold for some things. We're still looking to get ducks. We have 5 roosters now. We're trying to get rid of 4 of them and 1 turkey. I want to keep 1 rooster because I like the crowing. I do. It just seems cool. I don't know. And we still have the goats and Bill the sheep. They're penned up now, so and all that. I got some trees planted a couple of months ago. They seem to be faring pretty good. They're small trees. I'll be putting more in probably the next couple of months as I can get them. I've got 2 flower beds ready to go. Almost. We're up to the point where I can actually put in some good soil and plant. I've bought some stuff from Michigan Bulb coming in. Some neat plants. And there are 2, the 2 there, but there's 2 others that I would like to get set up. And hopefully we'll be able to get to those within the next couple of months also. So it's a lot of work to get done, but with the tractor back up and running now, we'll be getting our lawnmower back here pretty quick. I think the only thing we're waiting on is we got to get a new belt for it. I need to probably do within the next couple of weeks the first mow, knock down some of the winter or late fall growth that has happened and get things going. But I'd really like to get as far as I know, they're just called a rake, uh, which is basically what it is. It attaches to the back of the tractor, or some lawnmowers can do it too. There's still, and you could drag the yard and get all the debris and junk that's in it all pretty easily and get it up piled up so you can get rid of it. With all the tree branches and the cuttings that we did last year and so forth, and other things that have occurred, there's got a lot of small debris all over the yard, and so I'm going to hopefully maybe get a tractor rake, maybe it's called, and be able to do that rather quickly. If I don't and I miss something and don't see it, it can really tear up the lawnmower. And we've gone through that many times in the past. It can get expensive, as much as not having a lawnmower for a while. But things are moving on. We're trying to keep our heads up, doing what the government did, trying to said, stay at home and basically staying safe. Hopefully this virus will go away quickly with everything they got going. I don't know. It is what it is. And we do what we got. My wife made an interesting trade for me yesterday. She had a walking machine, an exerciser that she wasn't really using. It was just taking up too much room, so she, without me knowing about it, she traded it. And she got me a brew master. It's for brewing beers with all the stuff. So another little project, hobby, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to look into getting into. I've always wanted to do some of that, or winemaking. So she's got me she surprised me with in a sense, a starter kit. It's got all the bottles, it's got all the formation tank and all that. So I'll film some of that, show you all what I'm learning as I go forward on that. I still plan to do some wood carving and some leather work maybe down the road, some other things, and post them. I'm doing this as much this filming, this posting for me as it is for anybody who's interested. We're all trying to survive. We're all trying to get things done, and sometimes it's nice to know that there's another idiot out there that's trying to do the same thing, and see what he comes up with, and so forth. I do that myself. I watch a lot of videos to see what others have done and what makes sense and what is interesting, and what most of it is pretty common sense stuff that we don't sometimes think about. But I watch a lot of different videos and stuff on various things. So I'm going to try to do something similar. Try to post. I may do more live. This is my first time, and hopefully everybody enjoys it. If you like what you're seeing and you want to follow my adventure, like the page, follow the page, share the page. If you want to know when I post something, just ring that little bell down there, or just click on it and it'll let you know when I post something new. Any all comments, questions, suggestions, even criticism, as long as it's constructive, is very welcome. I'm by no means an expert on anything. I never have been. I have a lot of different knowledge, but I'm not an expert. And I'm always looking to get more knowledge. So criticism is welcome as long as it's constructive and not harmful. But this is life as we know it. Welcome to my world, as the old TV show used to say. Well, I'm going to sign off. I've been on for over 15 minutes. And see what I can get done. You all have a good day.